Hi guys, it's Clarissa, and this is my kitchen. Today we're going to be making two different desserts. The first one is a simple, easy to make at home mug cake with homemade whipped topping. So that's what we're gonna do first, and then our second dessert is lavender cookies. First, before we start, I'm going to make the homemade whipped cream, and making whipped cream is so much easier. Yes, you can buy Cool Whip or the stuff in the can that sprays, but if you have like 5 minutes, whip up some homemade whipped cream. So the first thing that you need is heavy whipping cream. You can get that at any grocery store. Okay, and you need 1 cup of this. And another thing that I like to do, the whipped cream turns out so much better if you have a cold bowl. So 15 minutes to 30 minutes prior to you making your whipped cream, if you toss it in the fridge, it will be perfect. So in goes our cup of heavy cream. In here, I have 2 tablespoons of confectioner sugar. The difference between making whipped cream with confectioner sugar and granulated sugar is sometimes you can feel the granules in the granulated sugar, and with the confectioner sugar, it just makes it more smooth. And then we need a 1/4 teaspoon of pure vanilla. If you use the imitation vanilla, just double the recipe for the flavor. Okay, now I'm gonna take this over here to my stand mixer. You don't have to use a stand mixer. You can use a regular one. And then we go. Just to get it incorporated, then you want to move it up to medium. And what you're looking for is to have soft, medium-sized peaks form. And be sure, if you can, to not walk away, because it happens relatively quickly. I'm going to bump it up a little bit more. Okay, and this is about perfect, so we're going to stop it here. This is the perfect consistency. You don't want it too hard or too soft. When you can bring your mixer up like this, that's what you want. Okay, so this is the completed product. So what you want to do while you're making your mug cake is just pop this in the fridge so it will stay cold. Okay, now that we've made the homemade whipped cream and that's in the fridge cooling, we're gonna go on to the mug cake. So get any mug. I like cute ones, but you can use any mug. And in the mug, you're going to melt 2 tablespoons of butter in the microwave, on the stove, however you want. But start your base with 2 tablespoons of melted butter. To that, you're going to add a 1/4 cup of flour, 2 tablespoons of sugar, a tablespoon of whole milk, a 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla. I'm going to add these very cute unicorn chips, just because I think it looks cute in there. And then you need a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, and this will help the cake rise. And now my hardest trick that I hate doing, you need the yolk only of 1 egg. So I have this handy dandy strainer that makes it easy. See if I can get this yolk. I didn't get the yolk. I did. So then the strainer makes it handy, because then it just lets the icky part of the egg go off. And I see I did get a little bit of shell, but we'll get that out. So the yolk of 1 egg. And then you're just going to stir this all together until it's incorporated. It's super easy, and this is one of these desserts that work when it's just you at home. You don't want to make a whole cake or buy a whole cake or two of you. I'm just gonna stir this in and mix it. Add a few more olive, the unicorn chips. And this is how it looks when it goes into the microwave. Okay, now that your cake is all mixed together and it looks like this, you're going to pop it into the microwave for 45 to 60 seconds, just cooking it until the sides pull away. You don't want to overcook it or it will make it really dense and hard. Okay, so now that it has cooked for 45 to 60 seconds, you're ready to take it out. Let it sit for about 1 minute so it's not screaming hot, but I've already done that. So here's what your cake looks like now. It has risen a little bit and it's cute. So from here, I'm gonna dollop on some homemade whipped cream. Dollop. And then just for garnish, since I said it was a confetti one, we're gonna put some of these on. Maybe a little bit more whipped cream. And now you have the perfect dessert for one. And I'm going to go in and taste test. Actually, I'm going to be nice. I'm gonna let Bree go in and taste test. Okay, so my cameraman Bree is about to go in and taste test it. Bree, let's look at it one more time before you go. Okay, go ahead and dig in there.
Cameraman. Ooh, look at that. That's good.
Okay, go in there. And that is an easy confetti mug cake for one. Hi guys, next we're going to make our lavender cookies. So the first thing that you want to do is preheat your oven to 350 degrees. And you also want to butter and line a big pan. Instead of the spray, I like to butter mine the old-fashioned way because it gives the cookies more flavor. But make sure you butter the paper that you put in. So what we're going to be using first, we're going to be whisking our flour. Okay, and that's 1 1/3 cup of flour, 3/4 a cup of white sugar, and 1/4 tablespoon of baking powder. And again, you know, baking powder helps things rise. And you're going to whisk that together, just so the baking powder gets absorbed into your dry mixture. Okay, now that you have whisked together your flour, sugar, and baking powder, you're going to add 1 egg, without any shells, hopefully. Did it. And then 3/4 cup of room temperature butter to the mix. Okay, so now that we've added the egg and the butter, we're gonna take it and blend it and mix it until it's smooth. And an easy way to make sure that you get everything in there is turn the bowl as you're mixing it. Okay, so now that the cookies have come together, we're gonna drop them on the pan about, I usually do mine about a tablespoon size, and I like to roll them just so they kind of get uniform flavor. So now they're relatively the same size. my hands. Okay, now you're gonna pop them into a preheated oven at 350 degrees for about 10 minutes until they start to get golden brown. Gonna time it. There we go. Okay, so our 10 minutes have passed. Now we're gonna take the cookies out. How do those look? We're gonna let them cool on the pan for just a few minutes so they don't break up when we try to move them. And then we're gonna move them to a rack so they can cool completely. When we're done with that, then we'll frost them and decorate them. Okay, so now that we are done, the cookies have been baking and cooling, and this is what they look like. Puffy and yummy. We're going to decorate and ice the cookies. I have a shortcut for you though, trick. So if you don't want to make your own frosting, which you can, but there's a shortcut since these are easy desserts. Bree, will you grab me 2 saucers? I need to teach her how to cook. So one of the easiest things that I do is I buy canned frosting in cute colors, microwave it for a bit, so then it becomes pourable, as you can see, and then you dunk your cookie. Twist it. And then it makes a really pretty frosting. Bree, you want to decorate those 2 really quickly before. I'm going to decorate it really quickly. And we have some decorations that we're going to use. And these are just easy things that you can use. I have some, what is that? I don't know what that is. Oh, that's pink granulated sugar. I have some of the unicorn chips that I used in the other recipe. And some vanilla shaved sprinkles. And then some leftover confetti. So I'm going to decorate a couple of these, or frost a couple of these, and Bree's going to decorate. And then her friend Mary is on her way over, and then they're going to finish. So I'm going to introduce you to my 2 helpers, my daughter Bree, who's the camera lady, and her best friend, Mary. And they're going to decorate and frost the cookies, and then we will show you the final process. Check.
Take it out. Wait, get out. Get out. Come down. Yes.
You're just gonna sneeze all over the cookies?
Yeah.
The finished product. Lavender cookies. So here is the finished product. Try not to spill them. Beautiful frosted decorated lavender cookies. Make some for an easy dessert or get together, because you can see it's festive. You can add whatever you like, whatever color. Thank you to Bree and Mary. Step into the camera. And we'll see you next time.